This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
This is Brian Edward Hill, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
There's a thin line between heroism and madness.
Here, the line fades to nothing at all.
This is a world of Capes and Lunatics.
And nothing is off limits.
Hello and good morning.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I had to say that, which is driving me nuts. Okay.
Or the Seinfeld. You're so good looking. Anyway, as you can tell, it's a typical Saturday morning. We're all here, random nonsense abounds, and so let's get to it. Get some of these news stories. So anyway, Capes and Lunatics 105 starts right now. We're all professional. It's 105. 105.
105.
It'd be fine, like 105.1 Capes and Lunatics.
105th episode.
Mm-hmm.
CAL, WCAL, coming at you on a rainy Saturday morning. I am Phil, and joining me in the internet studio is the hardest working man in New Jersey.
Okay, you gotta let us know which one of us it is. Thank you. In the internet studio, I don't know. I guess that's me, Charlie the Professor Esser.
What's that, New Jersey? Yeah.
Well, yeah. When you got to New Jersey, you can also
my
tell
whole
us before
professional
the show
DJ
starts.
thing.
Okay, we're gonna go Lilith Charlie this week. Or Charlie Lilith this week. Or Tyler, Tristan, then Lilith.
You want to rein in my chaos, and it will not happen.
Okay.
And anyway, the allergy
Afflicted, yeah.
Yes. Miss.
Worst of all, Lilith Hellfire.
They have allergies in Florida?
Oh my God, it's
Okay. See, I would think that since you don't have a spring, that it's you wouldn't just suddenly have a pollen.
Well, we do. We do have all the seasons. It's just they're very short. And there's lots of pollen and dander and it's humid all the time. Yeah, it's not good for allergies.
See, I get the allergies, but just when the oak flowers are in bloom.
Oh.
But the oak flowers are almost done.
I mean, Lilith, you seriously have allergies? You don't have those Florida allergies?
No.
Good.
That's a dirty habit.
Good.
Cocaine does not make you sneeze, Philip.
He doesn't know. Bless his heart.
No, it relaxes, it numbs the muscle, so you actually don't get the irritation. It will.
Well, maybe now I have to take it up.
It will in time. I mean, actually, it's great for your sinuses. If you don't want
to get away.
Yeah, you don't have sinuses anymore. It really opens them up.
Stick with your sippy cup, Lil.
Yes.
Just get a little horseradish sauce up. I'll be okay.
Actually, I tell you, horseradish, that is the best thing.
Yeah.
Cayenne pepper.
Sorry, we blew your professional stuff right out the water.
That's okay. So I have some news items. Should we just get to the biggest elephant in the room this week?
Yes, let's do that.
Well, they've picked a new Batman for the DCEU.
Oh!
I welcome our Battison.
Our British overlords.
Yeah, basically. They can't help themselves.
And for those of you who've been living under an internet rock this week, yes, they announced Rob Pattinson of Twilight fame. Yes, him will be our new Batman.
Vampire. Yeah,
that's the name now.
Bat Pat.
In honor of Bat Pat, it's Bat Pat now.
Did you see that somewhere? Or did you coin that?
I think I just came up with that.
All right, internet, send us our nickel when you say it.
Yes. Batman. I like that. It's good.
Love that's our new thing is the nickel.
Yeah, I mean, he seems like a decent enough Batman. I mean,
They're going, well, he's Hollywood old, but he's got a baby face.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, they wanted to go old man Batman
But
when they
he's
went
so
Affleck.
short. Like he is shorter than Tom Cruise, bro. Like
Really?
wow. Yeah, he's like 5'8" at
Well,
best.
I mean,
Well, he was a child actor, and that's usually something that you need, you know.
they make Tom Cruise seem bigger in those action movies, so.
Well, of course they do. Yeah,
Well, I mean, it's gonna be hard finding a stunt. That's why Tom Cruise does his own stunts. I don't know if you guys like know that because stunt people are usually not that short, so they're gonna have a hell of a time.
I would think they would just hire a woman to do his stunts then. He's got a svelte build, so it's not like you need a bulky guy. I'm just
on the phone.
Oh, don't even say that. I saw this morning. Someone on the
She's
internet.
gonna be Catwoman.
Someone was saying, "Oh yeah, she should be Catwoman since he's Batman."
They hate each other now though, so
okay.
that would actually be hilarious.
Since when does that ever stop people from taking roles in Hollywood?
You know, I just hope that they give him a good script because I do feel that, you know, the whole problem with, you know, it's like, you know, when you blame Clooney for a bad Batman. It's like you can't blame Clooney that someone wrote that script. And apparently it's out now.
Going along with it.
Well, hey,
I want to be a serious actor.
You know,
well, Clooney's never really cared.
Elaborate practical jokes do not pay for themselves, Lilith. You know, so when you
Nice to meet you.
When you are well, no, I was just thinking.
No, he is a jokester. He does go way out of his way to be a jokester with the show.
Oh yeah, it's honestly, and he commits to it, and it's impressive, and it's not like they can be scatological, but it's not like, you know, on the set of Suicide Squad, kind of like actionable. From what I understand, maybe he does some ones that are actionable, but I've never heard him doing actionable practical jokes. They all seem to be just elaborate, insane things that are actually more like an effort for him than
he was Ashton Kutcher before Ashton Kutcher was Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
Oh, there'd be a good Flash.
Ashton Kutcher?
Ashton Kutcher.
No.
I think he could pull that off.
If they hired Ezra Miller, why not?
You know what? I think Ashton Kutcher can bring a lot to a role that people don't.
Kutcher
he can be the Joker.
Yes, I know who Ashton Kutcher is. Ashton Kutcher played Kelso. He's also on.
Okay, well, you thought Gerald McCraney was Bernadette's father, and he wasn't.
He's still shaking up that he's not in that universe anymore. Leave him alone.
Yeah, okay, but here's what I'll tell you: whoever that actor is, he looks a lot like Gerald McCraney. So.
He has a mustache.
He's blonde and he has a mustache.
And there's lots of bald guys with mustaches. Myself, actually, I've never been bald with a mustache.
Oh, but another trick for the repartee. Oh,
well, that is the look I'm trying to get to. But you have to be established at a company before you can start doing the major changes like that.
The bald, the mustache, yeah.
Because you don't want them firing you for being a weirdo. They have to be accepting of all of your weirdo-ness before then.
Well, if you shave your head before you go in there, how do they just know you're not bald?
Nobody wants to hire a bald guy.
I think the mustache kind of softens that look if you do the mustache.
I mean, I'd like to think so too, but I you know what? I just like to go for that very clean cut. I like to go for that clean cut look when I'm coming in, you know,
especially in HR. I totally agree. Agree.
And so
but Ashton Kutcher can do character roles that are a lot deeper, and they don't all have to be I'm a goofy idiot. They can sometimes be I'm actually very introspective.
He would be a good Wally. But if we're gonna, I think he could be a good Wally, but not a good Barry.
But he's not a ginger. That's the only problem.
He's brown though. You can just look at Grant Gustin. So
Barry Allen in the comics was blonde, and Grant Gustin's not blonde.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. Oh, anyway, but no, I think Pattinson, Bat should work. No,
I like Matt Reeves, but I'm just surprised that he's still working on it since his buddy Batfleck's not. So it's kind of because he brought him in, and it's like, whoa.
Hey man, gotta eat.
Well, yeah, I mean, not for nothing. Their job's a job, and you know they want to go younger. You know, they're going for a younger Batman, and
Well, I guess
they want to go for somebody that's not a drunk,
And again-
where their insurance isn't through the roof.
Yeah, I mean, if those are the fact, I mean, not for nothing, Robert Downey Jr. had to get clean before they'd give him Iron Man.
Yeah, and that his insurance was astronomical. That's why Terrence Howard actually got paid more than he did.
Yeah, you know. But it is what it is. But he has been clean since, man.
Yeah.
All the guy needed was $1 billion movie franchise and the love
To
of
keep him
billions
distracted.
of comic book fans. Yeah,
Ooh.
I mean, it's not even you could worry about poor Robert if he doesn't keep on doing these roles, man. Which is why
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Which is why I think maybe he's gonna get back a lot more than people think. I think he's gonna be like, oh, I'm here. I mean, he's gonna like just Stan Lee it up a lot, just.
But no, you mentioned Robert Downey Jr., Charlie Esser. Could you give up drinking entirely if it meant you made Robert Downey Jr. money?
Yeah.
Of course. Yes.
I thought you'd have to think about that for at least a
No,
second.
I can quit drinking at any time. Yeah, it's just not the time yet.
Tristan stuffed all over that one.
Yeah, later. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I have, I do all of Lent. I can do that, and I didn't have to go back to drinking after Lent, though I did, because for reasons. But the fact of the matter is, if I had that kind of Robert Downey Jr. money, I would have a lot less stress. And I do think a lot of my drinking does relate to stress, because it is stressful just to live a life, especially if you're drunk. It's a very stressful life to lead.
Come on our couch, Charlie Esser. Let's pretend like this is Lucifer, and I guess Phil will be Dr. Linda.
Yes, but I'm
pregnant.
So but yeah, if I was making Robert Downey Jr. money, I absolutely could give up alcohol. That would not be difficult. I mean, it might be difficult, but it wouldn't be impossible.
He'd find a new hobby to fill his time,
I would drink a lot more coffee.
He would buy an airplane. He'd be Harrison Ford.
I don't want to fly an airplane. I don't mind flying in an airplane. I might fly a lot. And actually, the real hard thing there is because if I had that Robert Downey Jr. money, I would be eating out a lot. And then it's like, I'm going to get even fatter. I'm going to be Thor, yeah, He's
gonna be living in a Marvel museum.
and not for nothing, they do have non-alcoholic beer and really good ones. You can get like really fancy non-alcoholic.
That's what you can get really
in Ohio. That's
what he was drinking in Ohio, Lil. It has like, what is it, like 0.5% alcohol though?
It's 0.5% for most. Although Heineken has an actual zero alcohol, which is actually really good. It's actually a pretty good one.
Must be very high in sugar though, yeah.
It's a placebo.
Probably. It just, what you're really looking for is that hopsy taste. If they can get the hops right, then it's good.
I don't do beer. I do liquor.
Mm-hmm.
Clear liquor, as we've discussed.
They don't make that as
it's called water.
Yeah, except you don't get the bite. That's water. You know what? I would love non-alcoholic whiskey, but they can't simulate the bite, and I like the bite. I like the, Though they are actually working on that. There was a scientist in England right now working on his own version of synthahol, which basically
Irish. I don't trust him.
Yeah. And I think if you mix the right chemicals, a little menthol, a little vanilla, I think you could actually
we'll have True Blood, and then all the vampires will come out. Yep. Old reference, sorry.
Yes. No, I remember True Blood. I remember when that was a book series my girlfriend read.
Oh my God, I've read all 13 of those books, and that show disappointed me. Let me tell you.
I never watched the show, and I never read the book, so
I came out great. Okay. Yeah. The first season's okay. Just stop right there.
Yeah, what I can say is that sometimes there's just so much content, it's hard to catch up with it all.
Yes, especially when the books aren't finished. Hashtag Game of Thrones much.
Yes. Although, what? I've been watching Quantum Leap on Tubi recently.
Nice.
And I actually finally
the remake.
There was a remake of
there was a remake.
It's on right now, isn't it? Quantum Leap has like a
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Not that I'm aware of.
I didn't-
But
I
okay.
Oh God, did I slide out of another universe? Did I
Yeah,
fall forward?
apparently.
Is it something that uses the same concept? Because I don't think they
I
remade
could have
it.
sworn they did a reboot of Quantum Leap. Maybe I'm a little crazy.
I mean,
right
I know there was talk of that, although I don't know if it was supposed to be a reboot or a continuation. But yeah, I know that it's one of those properties that's always getting talked about. But yeah, but I just saw the first episode of Quantum Leap, and it's like, oh, that's how it all happens. That's cool. Although logic doesn't always make sense at the start of it, but it was enjoyable, and yeah. So that and the many loves of Dobie Gillis are like my two go-tos on Tubi right now.
And there's a bunch of articles saying they were. I guess they're thinking about. They may be thinking about it, but yeah, I don't think it's happened yet.
Well, it happened in Liv's home universe, and she's like Sarge now. She just is going from world to world, taking what she can and getting out
Well,
before
it's another one of those 80s shows that got rebooted. Then it's still on CBS. Like that's why I'm probably confused because CBS is.
You mean Twilight Zone?
No, although that is really good. I mean, it is worth the CBS access.
That's what I'm hearing, and they're tempting me, man. They're tempting me.
Yeah, no.
It's a little too Black Mirror for me because I already watched Black Mirror, but I mean, you kind of have to. Technology is kind of like what our lives are based around now,
and that
so it'd be dumb to ignore that.
And that Picard series is coming too.
Yeah. But MeTV has the 80s Twilight Zone, so that's what I'm all about, man.
Really?
Yeah, it's coming this summer. That's going to be one of their summer
Outer Limits. It was like, okay, we have Outer Limits. Why do we need an 80s reboot Twilight Zone?
Because you got Crazy as a Soup Sandwich. And for Crazy as a Soup Sandwich, everything is worth it.
Okay, you got me there.
Crazy as a Soup Sandwich is the single best anthology demon mobster show ever, episode ever. So,
but speaking of television, we got the bad news. Charlie Uster, they canceled your Tick series.
Yeah, we're doing safe to Tick though. But Amazon, like, look, you can't get attached to shows on Amazon. I think, like, it took me forever to start Bosch. It had to have like 3 seasons for me to even think about it because they're worse than Netflix. They're just like, goodbye.
Well, here's what I'm going to say. Right now, as Netflix is losing people, this would be a great way to keep me sticking with Netflix when that Disney Plus comes out. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know if The Boys is going to keep me on Amazon Prime. Because really, aside from the free shipping, which my wife likes,
that's why we're all there. Like, let's not. Oh yeah, you get a free. You can you
get extras, but yeah, it's for the shipping
benefits. I mean, not that this podcast is sponsored by Amazon, but dear God, if they want to, their money is welcome.
We are for sale or rent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that is very disappointing to me, and especially like I said, I really liked the idea of looking at a comparison of The Tick and The Boys. Now, granted, it's like after season 2, you always have that question, where do you go next? But the terror is still alive. There's lots of things they could do with the season 3, and they had such a great story and character development on it. I'm really sad to see it go, and I hope that maybe Netflix picks it up.
I think a lot of shows purposely do cliffhangers now, so they're like, "Oh, well, you can't cancel us. People will need to know that we need one more season to answer these questions." And people like Amazon
don't care.
Amazon's like,
Amazon don't care. They don't.
Yeah, they are the honey badger of the internet.
Honestly, though, I do like their pilot system, how it is communally voted upon, though. So they put out a whole bunch of pilots for free for you to watch, and then you go vote on it, and that's pretty cool.
I never even knew that, but
back in my TV critic days, I remember that was so revolutionary. The first season they did that.
Yeah. Well, people like what they like.
I wish Netflix would do that so that we could actually get some. Like most of my shows don't get past the season 1. It's a bummer. There's so many 1-season Netflix shows. It's not even funny. And then they only do 10 episodes. It's like.
I'm actually trying to think what, aside from The Punisher, right now that I'm watching on Netflix.
I know.
Chilling Adventures you need to get caught up on.
Oh, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I do like that show. So yeah. But you see, and that's right where I think Netflix can hit their sweet spot is in these non-Marvel DC properties that they can really pull these things into their wheelhouse and say, okay, we're going to do, the next, we're going to do a Dark Horse. We're going to do books based on Dark Horse. We're going to do books from, alternate comics. I don't know.
I mean, they did that Umbrella Academy, so
exactly. Oh, so Umbrella Academy, that's something I'm watching. It's just I've already watched them.
Yeah, season 2's coming.
Yeah, so I'll stick around for the next Umbrella Academy. So yeah, so Netflix has their.
Netflix does have that sweet spot of the 18 to 24-year-olds. They really do. You can tell because it's summertime and they have nothing but like YA teen raunchy comedies just rolling out.
Yeah.
Oh, but Miss Love Hellfire, did you see they announced the details of the CW crossover?
Yeah, 5 hours. I was like, Endgame, eat your heart out, I guess.
I know. I was gonna say they shooting for that Endgame thing, but no. Did you see? It's for the first time they said over 2 quarters. I was like, what's that? They're gonna do the first 3 hours before this, the Christmas break, and
they should not do that. That's bad.
What are they gonna do?
That means that Arrow they're gonna wait all the way until after that winter break. That's when the ratings are gonna be poop. Nobody's gonna care because everybody forgets.
Well, but isn't that supposed to be like the last episode ever of Arrow?
At this point, they're at a 0.2 in the ratings. Nobody effing cares.
Okay.
So for them to do this, that's dumb. It's dumb because I'm assuming that's what's gonna roll into Batwoman.
Well, I don't know because they said no because I think she's starting in the fall because they said she's part of the crossover and
she can be part of the crossover, but she'll not be out.
Well, I don't know, maybe because they put out the schedule and they're saying now Sunday nights.
Sunday nights. That's right.
Is Batwoman followed by Supergirl? Yeah.
Ugh. Good. They got rid of Charmed on Sunday. Good.
I'm feeling good about Batgirl. I don't know, or not Batgirl, Batwoman. Sorry. Batwoman. I like why they explain why she has the extensions in the trailer. So that's because it doesn't make sense for the extensions if you have short hair.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, I guess I gotta let people know I'm actually a woman in the costume. I'm not just Batman. So give me the hair and I guess I'll put on a lipstick if I have to. It's like fine, lipstick. I'm not wearing heels though.
And I guess they said Legends is coming back mid-season, so that's probably the other thing that's gonna, the other part of the crossover that comes back after the break. So it'll probably be Legends and Arrow to finish it off in January or whatever.
Stupid.
I've not been able to get into this season of Legends.
We don't blame you.
Second half.
I was just listening to Legends of the Arrowverse for a recap of the
second half. Second half just went.
Yeah, I don't know.
Matt Ryan deserves better. You know what? Katie Lutz and Brandon Roth deserve better. Everybody else, they are where they are.
Mona.
Well, at least Biff got out while he could.
It's bad when you have to stoop to lycanthropy.
Yeah. And did we need a werewolf character? I mean, nothing against her, but it's like,
Yeah, she's the new Felicity. They were like, "Oh, Felicity's leaving. We need a new Felicity."
You know what I'll say? I'd like that when she becomes a werewolf, she doesn't become like an ultra femme werewolf. So that's cool. It's like it really is a, monstrous monster. So that's good.
Not a split personality though, so it's just like, ugh.
Yeah. Well, you can only do so much.
I am looking forward to the season finale though. Maybe Nate leaves.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be weird. So it won't be back till at least January then.
It's because no one cares. You've seen the ratings. No one cares. I care, you care, but no one cares.
Yeah.
Some of those characters I care.
Who's ready for tomorrow? Who's calling off of work Monday? Because Game of Thrones is ending, and either way, you're getting drunk.
You know what?
I don't know. What do they do next? Because spoilers.
They killed Danny. Duh.
I really don't watch Game of Thrones. I've watched like a few early episodes, like from the first season. Should I just jump in and watch the final episode just because it's a thing?
You should be a bandwagoner. Jump on.
Nice.
Be a joiner.
Okay.
So I could go in the work on Monday and be like, "Hey, yeah, that guy with the thing, yeah, that was awesome."
So here's
dragons, Philip. Dragons.
Do you see those naked people? Yeah.
Do you want my big prediction on the final episode?
I already actually know how it ends because it's been spoiled.
Oh, okay. Well, you can. So don't tell me if my
I
prediction's
won't.
wrong.
I am not going to spoil anybody.
Did you ever see I, Claudius?
Yes.
Okay, so the whole plotline of Claudius is basically, I believe it's Nero, but basically, or might have been someone, the emperor just before Claudius. Basically, big screw up. Everyone hates them. So his own Praetorian Guard kill him, and then they say, "Well, we need to put someone on the throne." So they say, "Oh, get the gimpy guy, who stutters and can't, but we'll put him on the we'll put him on the throne, and then we'll be the real power." And I think that's what they do with what's his name? Is it Tyrion Lannister? Tyrion, yeah. Peter Dinklage.
Yes.
Peter Dinklage, yeah. Peter Dinklage. I think it's Tyrion Lannister. Yeah, and that basically he gets to sit on the Iron Throne, but he's just the puppet of all of his military generals who were like, no, we're actually the ones. The Iron Bank actually controls.
Well,
everything.
that is true, though.
Yeah,
the Iron Bank, as we saw last season, it's like, oh, they don't care. They just want stability so they get their money back.
Yep. And what's more stable than a puppet king?
Than a Lannister, because they always pay their debts.
Yeah, there we go. So, and
I like that, Charlie. I like that a lot.
That's my prediction. I mean, if you already know, you know, but that's what I would do if I
should have hired you. Let me just put it to you that way.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, because otherwise it's like, oh, okay. Because
I just wanted Danny and John to be together. I don't care about the incest. That's all I wanted.
There's my drop.
They're Targaryens. It's acceptable and it's fantasy.
There's my
drop.
Yeah,
I just hope they don't put John. You mean Jon Snow, right? I just hope they don't put him on the throne because what has he done to earn the throne?
People love him. He is the classic Gary Stu. He literally died and came back, for goodness sakes.
Or you know what? Maybe the people actually just have a popular revolt and say, you know what, this whole monarchy is not working. We should form a constitutional democracy.
See, they talk about breaking the wheel, but George R.R. Martin is like literally the king of subverting expectations. Oh, yeah. God, I hate that phrase now. I hate it so much. It's a meme now. It's so bad.
Yeah. Well, and not for nothing, as I've said many times, when you're creating something that's based on a popular series, you do have to break away from it because otherwise you know what's going to happen, and that would get so boring,
Maybe somebody should just try it for once, doing a faithful adaptation. Just once. Let's just see if we get bored of it. Like, let's just try that as a theory. Let's get a Kickstarter started. Let's pick a property and let's do a faithful adaptation. And let's just see how it goes.
But the thing is, like, what is the faithful adaptation? It's like, is Christopher Reeve's Superman a faithful adaptation? There's
never been a faithful adaptation of Superman. I mean, as much as I love the original Superman, it's true. It's just not a faithful adaptation.
So are you saying faithful adaptation, so follow the
like straight out of the comics? Like, I want panel for panel for panel.
Then what you want is the 1960s Captain America cartoon. It was literally the Kirby's art motion comic into it. And it's like, it is brilliant.
I mean, does that get boring for the people who read it? Because it's like,
no, because think about it. You're like, oh my God, this is finally on screen. Like, it's like how it's so cool in Doom Patrol, where like literally, I think it's like at least twice an episode, they actually do scenes directly from the comic book panels. Like, I love that. That's like my favorite part of Doom Patrol. So I'm saying, let's just give that a try, and it might surprise people.
Although I guess there's an argument to be made there that that's something that as a fan of Doom Patrol, I like the show, but that would be wasted on me. And
yeah, I don't know who's not watching if you're not like a hardcore fan of Doom Patrol. Unless you're just there for Brendan Fraser, I don't know.
I'm there for Van Wayne.
Oh, you're there. You're there for the yeah.
Van Wayne finally got his due, man.
Well, not for nothing. He's been in a crap ton of other shows, and most people know him from Firefly. So
yeah, no, I know. I've never seen Firefly.
It's only one season. Just do it so you can have something to talk about with the people that won't shut up about it in your life.
Nerd cred.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a Whedon production. You kind of have to.
I saw the movie, but
oh yeah, Serenity. Were you lost?
yeah, it was very
I'm not a
violent.
fancy man.
Oh well, yeah. The premise of the
Yeah,
the rebels on the wrong side of things. I mean, you can be a brown cut all you want, but like you need to know that they're on the wrong side of things.
usually, the Empire was right.
I need that drop.
Yes, and that is why, honestly, at the end of the day, the Iron Bank probably would want to have that stability and just say, you know what, we just need to have stability here. Let's put a guy in charge that knows the business of just running a government and will work with us on this stuff.
I'll say he was a good hand for King Joffrey. Like, fight me, nerds, but he's been a terrible hand for Daenerys. That's all I'm saying. He's got too much interest of conflict of interest. Like,
well,
no.
Of course, Well, but that's being a hand. That's not being a king. As a king, I think
basically the hand is the king in the world of Game of Thrones. If you know anything about Game of Thrones, because the kings are terrible. That's why it was time for a queen, but I don't want a mad queen, so we can just.
Well, maybe she's calmed down now.
She's
and to be fair, I support her destroying the Red Keep and also because here's the thing. When the soldiers all surrender in the penultimate episode,
he said penultimate. You know what that means?
Take a drink.
Yeah, you douchebag.
When the soldiers all surrender, it's like, okay, so if she had let the blonde lady and her boyfriend brother live, and the army lives, and now they have to have an occupation. That's actually going to be far more bloody and far more destructive.
She should have flown directly to the Red Keep and Dracarys the hell out of Cersei, her hand, her brother, and the Hound. Although Clegane Bowl was disappointing. I'm glad that they actually had it because that was a little fan servicey, but it was my fan service, so I was happy.
You know what I liked best about Clegane Bowl is when the Hound just starts laughing at the ridiculousness of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because he realizes he can't kill his brother. His brother is already dead.
When he took the helmet off, he's like, oh. And in that moment, he knew he effed up.
well, but also it's just the fact that he will never actually have his vengeance.
Mm-hmm.
Because whatever he's killing right now isn't really his brother.
And I like that everybody called it Qyburn gets killed by his creation. He's just like, you don't own me. Click. Oh my gosh.
Well, that's the danger when you have a living weapon, is that living weapons sometimes just decide to do their own killing, Yeah. But what are you gonna do, So that was nice, and then they all fall to their fiery death. Assuming, although, and that's like another flip side to that whole thing is like, well, if he's like Zombie Mountain, is that even gonna kill him?
Fire kills almost everything unless you're the Night King. Then you just need Arya. # still bitter.
Yeah, well, I didn't see that episode. So what is that, like a I am no man kind of thing? Like no man can kill me. I am no man.
Kind of
just lift from Tolkien. It's like play on words.
Well, Game of Thrones is a response to that whole thing, like literally.
Yeah.
So
it's. I mean, I haven't really watched this season. I watched a couple. I've watched like 2 of the middle seasons, and then
watch the first 3 seasons, then pretend like it got canceled. That is your best bet. Watch the first 3 seasons; they're brilliant. They do leave a lot of the book stuff out that I love, but it's still very well paced, very beautifully written, and deep character studies. So.
Should we do some kind of special tomorrow night? Because I mean,
no, because it won't get over with till 10. There's no effing way. It's like 2 hours long or something.
No. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Crap, okay.
11. Yeah, it won't be done till like 11 or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably will watch that the next day on HBO on demand.
Yeah, that's what I do too. Like
HBO Go.
That late.
I just know our Big Bang Theory special. Scroll down, did decent numbers on YouTube.
Oh wow, people like that.
Yeah, I mean it's a culmination of 12 years, and they're probably just curious what nerds like us thought.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I don't know if they
it.
liked it, Charlie, but they watched it. So
Okay, well there you go.
Well,
Well, hey.
did anybody leave rude comments? Because that when they don't like it, they leave the rude comments.
I did not see any rude comments.
So yeah, they were fine with it.
Okay.
Apparently, there's a lot of controversy about having Penny get pregnant.
Well, yeah,
which I get.
Because all season she was going, yeah, I don't want kids. I don't want kids. I don't want kids.
And especially with all the abortion laws are being, it's kind of, like they've always been kind of deft about the women on the show, though. So it's like, I think it's like one of those things. It's like people just overreacting because of what's going on right now. Like,
yeah,
and they do that to Penny. Give her bodily autonomy. You know,
nerds. Well, yeah, people are
not for nothing. They live in California. She has complete bodily autonomy. Literally, that's the whole point of Roe v. Wade is that if you get pregnant and you didn't want to, you can deal with that.
Well, yeah, I saw people online just saying, oh, you just did that to surprise us at the end. Yeah.
Well, I think
she didn't want to marry Leonard either. So there we go.
Yeah, exactly. You know what it is? Life is about compromise. And life is
about because he did want a kid. They did kind of bring that up in that awkward way.
Yeah. Well, and it's a situation where, they both had a moment, and sometimes I think they mostly did it just so they could do the joke about
the pretty smart kids, or
no the Amy thinking that it's
the sister wife.
Yeah, with sister wives now. Yeah, so I think that was the joke they wanted to set up, and
Penny had to suffer for it. Okay, it's fine.
Bazinga. No, please, Howard and Bernadette's kid suffered.
I was scared that it was going to be a clip show. Like, I was so nervous because they started showing a couple of them. I'm like, oh God, it's a whole clip show. It's Simpsons episode 127 all over again.
No, it was just their thing in the beginning, previously on, and they showed years of
yeah. I started to freak out. I was like, dude, if they do a clip show like how Seinfeld tried to do a clip show, I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah, but Seinfeld did a clip show before the final episode. Yeah.
Yeah. And to be fair, they wanted to give the establishment of what the characters, how it all started, how it all began. Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah. And everyone got their little moments, and I guess with Penny, it's just one of the things about Penny is she is a go along to get along kind of gal.
Yeah, her and Leonard do have that in common.
They're both satisficers.
Needy baby, greedy baby.
Yes, well, and they tied up. They tied it up with a bow. They didn't have to, though. That was the thing.
Where's my Stewart spinoff? I'll write it if I have to.
Oh, you know what? They may do it.
I guess Raj can they can be their lonely buddy. They can be lonely buddies.
They can make that. They can make that like the Cheers for Nerds, and then you have like your character who comes in every.
Oh,
no, you have your character that comes in.
It's his own arc.
No, bring us in. Hey, Lilith.
Well, yeah, except we don't live in Pasadena. See, that's the biggest problem with doing a Stewart-centric show, is you kind of have to explain why the other nerds aren't coming to the comic books. Why the nerds we know aren't.
Everybody went on somewhere else
because it's not Wednesday.
They got promotions.
It's not Wednesday.
Say Howard actually works for NASA now. Well, although the JPL is pretty close, though.
You know what? But you're right. You just have to call it Thursday through Tuesday. Because we only go to the comic book store on Wednesday. So here's what happens every other day at the comic book store.
Yeah, because remember, Sheldon's like, it's not Wednesday.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
Speaking of
comic books?
Yeah, speaking of comic books, should we discuss some?
Oh, hell yeah. Sure.
All right, so let's get to it.
Comic corner.
I just want to throw out that Sabrina the Teenage Witch #2 is out. If you love Kelly Thompson, then you need to pick this up. Also, the art by Veronica is amazing.
Oh yeah. Who's doing the art? Who's doing the art on that?
Veronica Fish.
Oh, okay.
It's like if you love the old Sabrina comic book and the TV show, like you need to be reading this. It's so freaking adorable.
Which TV show?
The original with Melissa Joan Hart.
Oh, okay. So the live action one.
Yeah.
Not Sabrina and the Groovy Ghoulies.
Oh yeah, I always forget about that one.
It was a fun show. I liked the Groovy Ghoulies. That's what the Netflix show needs. Some more Groovy Ghoulies.
You know what? They might get it in that Katie Keene show that just got the spinoff starring Lucy Hale.
Oh, yeah?
They might actually have the Groovy Ghoulies now that I think about it.
Oh, well, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, Riverdale's getting way too many spinoffs. I think it's the new Arrowverse for the CW, but it's like, it's scary.
Yeah, well, you know, Red Circle Comics needs the money, you know?
Are they going to the well too quick?
I mean, they're going into what, season 4 next season? So, no, I mean, they spun off Sabrina after season 2, which is what they did with The Flash for Arrow. So, I mean, I get it.
Ooh, you know what? That's what Netflix should work on next, is adapting the Red Circle hero line with the Shield.
Hey, you know that the executives actually leave a voicemail. They listen to all the voicemails
At Netflix? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, I'll give them a pitch for, hey, if you can get the rights to the Shield, here's how I would do the story of the Shield.
Oh no, poor Netflix every week. Hey Netflix, this is Charlie Esser again.
God, that should be like a little like special we have where Charlie just leaves a voicemail.
Oh yeah, he has to record. He should record those conversations.
I was like, wait, no, that's super connectivity. Never mind.
I was gonna say every week
created super connectivity, Phil. Never mind.
He needs to record it. No, so every week, either here or on Super Connectivity, we'll just start to show off with, "Hey, this is Charlie Esser again, Netflix."
Yeah,
here's my pitch
Mr.
this week.
Mr. Netflix. I have a question for you.
Yeah, I'll just do pitches, man. Cold pitches. Let's see. Wait till they call. See when they call back.
So, Mr. Netflix, where are we on the Stan Lee story?
Yeah, Stan Lee story. Excelsior, the Stan Lee story. Bryan Cranston says he'll do the gig. So
he'll sneeze and get like 1 million awards. Hashtag Family Guy.
I am the writer who knocks.
Yes. I think Bryan Cranston would make a great Stan Lee. I'm just saying.
I went in with the Lex Luthor, so you know. What do I know?
So you'd like him as Lex Luthor, Bryan Cranston?
Old man Lex.
More than what we got, of course.
Yeah.
Old man Lex after he's been done being president.
Mm.
There
are no old man Lexes anymore. Well, if he just clones a new body, the second he gets a wrinkle.
Ooh, we need to stop that.
You know, well, you know, he has to keep up with Superman, you know? Superman's going to be around for the next 1,000 years, so does Lex Luthor. He cannot let
then after
Superman
that,
one
it'll be like what is it, Eon Flux. You can just wait your damn turn. The clone can wait his damn turn.
He's just I don't know, he's gonna freeze his head like Walt Disney and put it on a robot body or something.
That was they did that in
do
Batman the Animated Series.
Upload your brain into a computer.
Well, they're still for themselves.
Put that consciousness in a robot and you're good to go.
Like Sheldon wanted to do, yeah.
Yes,
upload his consciousness.
One of the things we agree on.
Yes.
I want to leave this mortal coil behind, but not really.
See, but the problem with uploading your brain to a computer is that you know that as soon as you do that, then they're going to have, and now the new, better processing robot would go upload into that. It's like, but I already uploaded it. It's like, well, all of the things that made you are gone forever and worthless.
Yeah, but could you be like Otto Octavius and just keep uploading your consciousness over and over? I mean,
well, I mean,
you might lose some
basically a computer program.
You might lose some human emotion, but Lilith Hellfire didn't need those anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, you know. What is it? Horny and angry? That can go.
Whoa!
Well,
those are the only 2 emotions I have at this point. It's fine.
And you know, from Sheldon's perspective, it's like you don't have to sell me on uploading my brain into a robot body. Come on. You know, the problem with uploading your brain to a robot body is that you're always going to think you have that superhuman robot body, but it's probably going to be kind of like it's not going to be as good of a robot body as you think it's going to be. And it's just going to be like, oh.
It's a lemon?
Yeah.
Okay. Japan's working on some interesting things. I mean, if the real dolls can just get mechanicalized, I think we'll be in business.
You know,
Little Hellfire, do you want to make an announcement? You want to be a real doll?
No. I'm just saying. They're getting pretty lifelike. I remember what they looked like way back in the day. So it's just a matter of waiting.
Someone check the closet.
But like I said, there was it was actually an episode of Max Syndrome. It's basically about this uploading your brain like Max Headroom into a computer. And you find out at the end of spoilers for that episode, you find out that basically it's all a scam. You find out that it's all a scam, that basically the guy who first uploaded his brain into it's like all he has is like a couple key phrases that he says over and over again, but they loop it just right to make it look like he's alive in the computer. And that when people are uploading their brains, it's like not getting what they are.
Obviously, you'd have to do your investigation and your research, obviously, but
all right, quick note. I know neither of you watch it, but Matt Frewer, since you said Max Headroom, Matt Frewer's appearing next, I guess, on Fear the Walking Dead on the upcoming season.
Is it Fear the Walking Dead just going to take the place of Walking Dead when Walking Dead goes off? Like,
maybe. I mean, it's
turning into basically
takes place in the same zombie apocalypse. So yeah.
Yeah, is that like supposed to be a prequel?
Yeah,
it started off as a prequel, and then last season they made the time jump, so it was around the same time as Walking Dead. But then Walking Dead made a big time jump. So
now they're just always kind of back and forth. I'll show up for any Matt Frewer appearance. I love that guy. He is.
Yeah, I believe Fear the Walking Dead starting in June, I think. So yeah, so.
I would say he needs to be in a Marvel film, but he already has been. So.
Oh yeah, was it Generation X?
Generation X, man. He was the first Mr. Nobody. Really, kind of the same plot line if you really think about it with Generation X and what Matt Frewer becomes, And I got into a big argument with a friend of mine at the time because he said, "Oh, he's just doing Jim Carrey's Riddler." Yeah, and I said, "No, actually, he's doing Matt Headroom. Jim Carrey's Riddler is doing Max Headroom. That's the other way around." Yes.
Yeah. All right. So, hey, how about a book I know we probably all read? Immortal Hulk 17.
Yes, we'll talk Immortal Hulk.
Yes, that's fine.
Joe Fix It. Yes, I just wanted him to come out physically, but Joe Fix It. My favorite Hulk.
Joe Fix It is great, and they give him short shrift here, because honestly, I think that Joe Fix It is too dang powerful for them to let out. I think Devil Hulk fears Joe Fix It.
If anyone in there has to take down Devil Hulk, it's going to be Joe.
Oh yeah, well he's done it before.
It may be Banner too.
I am in love with this Joe Bennett art. Like, I love it. It is gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is beautiful.
That's a lot of the problems that I have with like a lot of the older Hulk series. Is just that art is not, the story is really good, but then it's the art that kind of takes away from it. It's not the case.
Yeah,
we get best of both worlds, and I'm in love with this. It's so deep and complex, and I like that about a Hulk story. I hate the Hulk smash thing. Like, I hate that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I gotta say they made Bushwhacker actually look decent, so that says something. Because those
when you make a gun out of your arm, that's kind of tricky. When
this is the first time I ever saw it and said, "Oh, that actually doesn't look horrible."
I just love when Joe and Banner's body punches him. He's like, I'm not used to this puny body.
Yeah. Although as a point of order, there's nothing that prevents Banner's body from having the Hulk superhuman strength, because he has had the Hulk strength in Banner's body before.
I mean, he's basically a shapeshifter, so it's like, and
it's not the Hulk's muscles that actually do it. The Hulk's muscles are just a sort of psychological cue for Banner to make himself feel big and strong.
It's all the gamma.
Yeah, well, it's not the gamma. It's literally just he wants to look scary. And so he makes himself into this big guy. But
that's what I'm saying. He could have super strength as Banner because all the gamma flowing through him.
Well, also super strength isn't bound to muscles, is my point.
Yeah.
That you can look like, that basically She-Hulk or Captain Marvel or whomever has that superhuman strength, at that Hulk level, but none of them feel the need to bulk up, I mean, currently She-Hulk's all bulked up, but prior to that, it's like, no, I have that strength just because I'm superhuman. It's
all psychological, especially with Banner.
Oh,
honestly, I don't think a horror comic book has looked this good, honestly, in a long time.
Oh yeah,
I think that's what really just like, wow, that hits me.
Yeah. Well, and I'm going to say it right now. You can thank the inker.
Yeah, of course.
The inker is what makes a horror comic. You know, you do this same
That's
art
that
with
ambiance, yeah.
yeah, you know, that's what gives it its power. You know,
And the colorist too, because I mean, it's just like this is a horror comic, but like at least half of it is like you got big sun lamps shining down.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, hey, the sun can be scary. Just ask Matt Pattinson, or whatever his name is.
Rob
Pattinson. I don't know.
Remember Rob?
That kid from that Twilight show.
He'll be like, "Who's that new Batman? Rob Southgate."
That's why we call him Bat Pat. It's you can remember it because it's almost like Matt Pat.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
That is useful. Yeah, I mean it is fantastic. The only thing which I did not like was a body horror Hulk at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're not a big body horror person, are you?
No, not really. But more to the point, I mean, body horror, I can deal with body horror with the Hulk. I just feel like
overkill.
Yeah, it's like multiple heads. The Hulk doesn't need multiple heads. You know, it's just weird looking and crazy. I know they just want to explain why Kirby drew him with 3 toes once, you know. Literally, it's like, oh, Kirby once drew the Hulk with 3 toes. Let's create a complex canon reason why he once drew the Hulk with 3 toes.
I guess it's just like it's like a visual thing to show that all these personalities are in there. Because like back in the day, they just would have showed you inside Banner's head, but they're not doing that.
Right now. I also missed that. I missed the crossroads of the mind.
Yes.
You know. Although radioactive ants. Sure, why not?
I guess somebody lives in Florida.
Yeah.
Radioactive fish.
Yeah. I just love how everything turns green with Gamma, except the Hulk isn't always green.
I always think that it's like the emotional spectrum of the Lantern Corps or something like that.
Yeah, but like what? Animals can't have other emotional spectrums?
No, they're animals. We're humans. We're the only ones with complex emotions.
I don't know. Tell that to Ant-Man.
And what about what they spliced Abomination Rick Jones together at the end?
Yeah. Why not?
That was my least favorite thing of this issue.
Yeah. Well, I mean, aside from the fact that they're being inconsistent with their all the Gamma creatures can come back from the dead, because we already had like Doc Samson come back. Although now we're supposed to imply that maybe they brought Doc Samson back, that he comes back not because he can come back, but because the people are bringing these creatures back.
That's
sort of like
how that took it.
Yeah, sort of in the way that they did that with what was it called, when the Intelligentsia, where they were saying, oh yeah, actually nine times out of 10 the reason why supervillains come back is just because we bring them back, because it helps our cover, because then when we come back no one questions it, because people come back all the time. Yeah, but there's nothing human there. Yeah, right. Okay. It's like, really, you're just gonna throw that in? Oh, we certainly have created a super living weapon. This one, and not for nothing. Don't they have the Hulk Marines? Couldn't they send a Hulk Marine after one of these things? I mean,
is that a different branch of the government?
Yeah, that might be Department H. I don't know. All I know is
that's the thing. Bureaucracy, man. Every agency hates each other because they're vying for the budget.
Yeah, but man, just a lot of Hulk research going on. Which is weird.
You can't find the Captain Marvel serum anymore. You got to move on, bro.
well, I guess it's just like, maybe like, yeah, the Hulk is really strong, but
he's an animal. He's out of control.
Well, not just that he's out of control, but it's like, what is the upside of making another Hulk? It's because not for nothing, they can make other Hulks. It's like hulking technology is it's like cloning technology. It's 1960s technology at best. They've been making extra Hulks for a while now, although somehow they always say, oh, it's not quite right. It's not that perfect. It's not that perfect, completely dysfunctional brain of Bruce Banner that you need to really make a Hulk work. Although I guess maybe there's an argument to me that you need that super intelligence to sort of keep all of the parts working. Because if you don't, then the body just sort of like goes nuts. I don't know, but yeah. So we have a new Abomination.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Oh,
New
but
A-bomb.
Lilith and I talked about this a little bit on Spider-Cast. Charlie Esser, you said you didn't read Spider-Man Life Story?
No, I haven't been able to, man. I mean,
1984, Charlie, you know what that means?
Black Suit?
That and Secret Wars.
Oh, Secret Wars. Yay, the Secret Wars.
Because they gave like Mary Jane like the Sue Richards part. She's like pregnant and waiting for him to come back.
Oh, was she pregnant in the 80s?
No,
it's just a tape.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I thought she didn't get pregnant until like the 90s.
No, but in this series they've been together since the 70s. So.
Oh, okay.
And and Reed and Sue have already split up. So.
Oh. They have.
Well, yeah, she left him for Namor.
As you do.
Oh,
Old man Reed.
I don't buy that for a second.
Well, they're aging, normally from the 60s, so.
Yeah, but so Sue's just going to leave Reed for Namor because, I don't know, because first off, I mean, I'm sure Sue's older too. And.
Well, I think it was, that he was such a workaholic,
Yeah, but like, is Namor not? Also, Namor is like a real hard person to deal with. He's always going off, and kind of like self-important, kind of a jerk in general. Also,
she had the type.
Just
yeah, there we go. I mean, basically, I just don't see the trade up with Namor. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's like leaving Reed for Namor. That's like
the abs.
No, Reed can have abs. You can have whatever you want. Literally, Reed can have whatever you want. It's
How Ralph Disney of you.
He's the flexible man. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, just that. Anytime they like screw with the Reed Sue relationship, it really bugs me. Because first off, not every relationship has to end in tears, And actually, a lot of relationships are about people that work together and find their way through each other, rather than people going, oh, I can't be with you. You work a day job, Like, it's like, yeah. So basically, you just ruined the entire series for me. So
it's not about them. It's about Pete.
But yeah, so we do get Black Suit by my favorite Spider-Man artist, Mark Bagley.
Awesome.
Oh, Charlie, you'll love this. They were saying, with all the most of the superheroes gone, the Russians were like, "Oh, hey, the Americans just lost all their superheroes. Let's launch an attack."
Oh,
so Vision tried to stop a nuclear missile, but he diverted it from New York, but it came down in. Where did he say it came down? Allentown, Pennsylvania.
New Haven?
Allentown. Okay, why would the Russians start a nuclear attack just because the superheroes were gone?
That was their nuclear deterrent, I guess, was American superheroes.
But America has nuclear bombs too.
I know.
It's not like it was like, oh, we just never built nuclear bombs since we had superheroes. Because clearly they were still building nuclear bombs because they're testing them all throughout the 60s. Having Thor say, okay, Thor, please stand at ground zero for this nuclear bomb test. Thank you.
Said the Russians feared an eventual superhero invasion, so is that them saying, don't even think about it?
Yeah, but it's also Russia has superheroes too.
Yes, but not as many.
Oh, that's because they keep a tight control as to how many superheroes they're allowed.
They have better safety standards than Marvel's OSHA.
No, not so much safety standards, but if you gain superpowers and you're not,
you disappear. Okay.
You wind up like poor old Ursa Major in that Captain America book, but they just brought Ursa Major back because and I'm sure that's how it is in Russia with the superheroes. It's like you go in the gulag, you come out the gulag,
Oh, but I love this. I mean, they actually play Peter Parker smart here because Reed's like, I've been studying your suit. It's alive. And he's like, I know.
Oh,
finally.
He's like, when getting older, he's like, it helps, it gives me a little extra, oomph.
Okay. So in this one, he doesn't reject the symbiote. They actually just get to be friends.
Well, he'll
be happy.
He tries to not wear too much, so it doesn't bond with him. But then we get the whole Kraven's Last Hunt where Kraven buries him. But this time he's like so old he can't get out on his own, so the symbiote comes and saves him.
Ah, there we go. Oh, and he gets all venomized out of the deal.
Yeah, he starts running amok, and again, he was smart here. He gave Mary Jane a sonic gun so she could stop him. But
Symbiote.
So it looks like Mary Jane leaves him, and then the symbiote's just out there. But guess who bonds with Charlie Esser?
Eddie Brock?
No.
It's
we see it looks like it's maybe stopping Craven from committing suicide.
Oh, so Craven and
I guess we'll find out in the next decade.
In the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So Craven becomes
in the 90s. He had a very famous TV show.
Oh, did you, Charlie, look at this cover for next issue, or I think we're getting ample American Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah. Well, why not? Yeah, it happens to the best of us.
Well,
Spider-Man in the 90s.
Well, how old is he? Because what was he, Lil? He was like...
Well, he's 30, he's 40, he's like 45, 48.
Something like that, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, because he was like he was like 18 in the 60s. So, yeah, so by the 90s, he's going to be...
They're going with that. They're going with that Spider-Man from Spider-Verse because Mary Jane left him. So he's going
to sweatsuit Pete.
This is going to be sweatsuit Spider-Man. That's fine. He was still a superhero, you know. And hey, as Thor taught us, just because you have had some bad days does not mean you're no longer worthy.
Well, that's what I said to Lilith the other night. I said, 90s Clone Saga. Are we going to get a bunch of ample American clones running around?
No, you'll get all the young Spelt Pete's. So you're actually gonna get these, and what? Because this will be the twist: is that he actually is having Warren clone him just so he can have so that he doesn't have to Spider-Man so much.
Oh well, Miles Warren was around.
Batman.
Well, Miles Warren was experimenting, doing those funky clone experiments in the 70s in this series. So I mean, so he might have young Parker DNA.
Yeah. So, could you just get me some extra Spider-Man? Give me 4 Spider-Man stat. Like I said, I am. When they have to destroy the relationships, I don't know what the point of that is.
They just want to do something different.
There's points where you think, oh, Mary Jane should definitely leave Peter, or Peter should definitely leave Mary Jane. She's such a vapid. See you next Tuesday. Sometimes.
Well, but what I'll say is that's a fair cop, but in that case, why did they get together in the first place?
She's a redhead and she's hot.
Fair enough.
That's enough for Lola.
That's why you hook up. That's not why you get married. That's the thing.
Have you met kids these days?
Yeah, actually, kids don't get married young anymore. It's like
kids don't get married. Look at you, Lil Hellfire.
Yeah,
Oh no, all my other friends are married. It's just me. I'm the weirdo.
Oh, she's like the Elaine.
Lil, I'm the weirdo.
Lil, if you're gonna have a baby,
no. You should not have one of those things unless you really want.
I'm just saying that, it's like the Seinfeld thing. All her friends are telling her, you're going to have a baby.
See, that's actually why it actually works, because Penny knows, what, Leonard's going to take care of this kid,
So true.
It's like, you really wanted a kid. Here's a kid. There you go.
Oh, like Sheldon's
I've got to go to I got to go sell some drugs,
Like Sheldon's not going to clean up after that kid.
Well, Sheldon and Amy are going to have kids.
That's going to be their practice, baby. When we get old Sheldon after young Sheldon ends.
Old man Sheldon.
Although the young Sheldon this week was actually very good, and actually ties in nicely to the Nobel Prize thing, and you actually see his mentor kind of, as a lot of super geniuses in fiction do, has mental illness. See, now that's something you could do with that Reed-Sue breakup that maybe could work a little better if you upped Reed's nuttiness. But then again, wouldn't that make her just be more dedicated to him? I think, like I said, I just don't buy the whole breakup. Yes, they did have some splits back in the 60s, and she did run off with Namor. But see, to me, her staying with Namor just really demonionizes the character of Sue. Because I think that basically when they're writing Sue as the trophy to be won, it makes sense she runs off with Namor for a bit. But it's like our modern understanding of Sue Storm, it's like, no, she's not going to tolerate that. And the fact of the matter is that Reed is actually a really decent guy who cares the universe about her. At least in the normal 616. As we've seen in other universes, he's like, see ya.
Yeah.
And
go form a council of Reeds. Because that worked out so well for Rick.
All right, we're about an hour, so anyone have any other books they want to throw out?
Yeah.
Did any of you guys read Naomi?
I did. I was just going to say, let me get to my DC books.
Okay. So this was my Naomi. my one DC book this week.
I'm not caught up, but I mean, they were promising like, oh, this is gonna like change, all of DC. I mean, it looks like it's good, but I mean, is it that earth shattering?
Not yet, but it's still a good story.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically a many worlds kind of story, and this sort of takes place in kind of what you might call a wild card universe. If you remember the wild cards, where like everyone, like a random set of people, got randomized powers. And apparently it is not the Black Lantern's logo. It's just a very similar logo that was her father's superhero sigil. And we find out that basically of the random people, of course, one of them had to be a serial killer who was going to death row at that time.
Of course, it happens every time. Looking at you, Zoom. Hashtag the Flash.
Yeah. Oh, was Zoom a serial killer?
David Walker on the phone.
On the
TV show.
Okay. Yeah, but no, but it's neat because it is a neat little. So you basically get this idea that there's this alternate universe where her parents came from, and all these. You had the 49, which were these great superheroes, or the superhumans, but of course some are good and some are evil. And the good ones are fighting against the evil ones, but this one guy was so powerful and so evil that he basically winds up destroying the earth and forces all the superheroes to actually become what they never wanted to be, which is like kings of little fiefdoms to protect themselves against this, cruel being. It's actually, it's mostly a text story, so it's a very very rich story that they tell. Very great tapestry, but yeah, it's pretty cool. The superpowers, she basically gets, all the superpowers. At least, we don't know what her superpowers are yet, except that apparently she might be able to fly or possibly teleport. And then, do you want the spoiler at the end?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, the bad guy from the alternate universe shows up because once she uses her powers,
it's a beacon.
Yeah, it's a beacon, as it is. I like that what she really needed to do was talk to her best friend.
Yeah, I like that it's like in depth. Like I like world building. That's my jam. So
yeah,
I'm really enjoying the story.
Yeah, and you know what really makes me mad about this book?
What?
The last page. To be concluded.
Maybe the first arc.
Okay, they're not like filling this book, right? I mean,
I heard it's actually doing pretty good numbers.
Yeah, I think
DC.
I think that's just the first arc, and then they'll start.
Well, plus, come on, it's Bendis and Walker, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they've on this yet.
Yeah, I hope that.
David Walker on the phone.
Can we get David Walker to help him out with Superman? That's all that I'm saying. Maybe he does like a guest stint because, like, it's.
They're very close friends, and they
work very well together. They temper each other's not so good parts.
Okay, well then maybe David and Brian should work on a Superman book together. I'm sure. Well, actually, I don't want to say I'm sure. I don't know if David Walker has time to do a Superman book.
Yeah, I don't know.
The man
other things.
Yeah, guy does have several other books he's writing, and he's part of the whole Marvel 1000 issue, and
that should all be done by now. To be honest,
I know, but he's also trying to work out his own like indie stuff.
Yeah, that indie stuff is pretty good. Yeah, he's busy.
Yeah.
Every comic creator's established comic creator is pretty busy these days.
Yeah. And not for nothing, David Walker is also like a director, and he actually has a lot of different things that could pull him in. It's I'm hoping because someone just purchased the rights to Bitterroot, and I'm hoping they hire David Walker to either script it or to direct it, which would be awesome.
How did you feel about Nightwing 60, Philip?
I don't know. I just feel like they're spinning their wheels with this whole Dick Grayson has amnesia thing. Even if they don't.
Is he an Osborn?
I don't know. He got shot in the head. I mean, but
I know. I'm just saying.
Even if they don't want to give him his memory back, I at least wish they would just at least put him back in the suit and be like, okay, I'm going to try to be Nightwing, even though I don't remember anything.
You know, when you said Nightwing 60, for me, I thought that was a new series that like set in the 60s. Nightwing 67.
Also, Burn Back. Really?
Oh,
Really?
yeah.
Really?
Then like
Okay.
basically
I give up.
basically a fire monster. Yeah.
I give up. I mean, we couldn't bring back like Firefly or something like that.
Exactly. I mean, he
We
has.
need a new one, really.
I mean, he has Dick Grayson has amnesia. I mean, Firefly would basically be new to him anyway. Again,
And new to most people that were reading this new Nightwing stuff.
yeah. I mean, they haven't had Firefly in a while.
Yeah. Just
A villain, not a TV show, Charlie.
I've never seen either.
No, Firefly was in Gotham. I mean,
yeah, I remember Firefly in Gotham, but I know that's a different Firefly than in the comic.
Yeah, it was.
Didn't
Oh,
they have two Fireflies though? No.
Yeah, and to be fair, if you wanted to introduce a new fire character, why not introduce the Gotham Firefly? You know, It's the young female Firefly who's horribly burned.
Oh no, wait, Arrow did Firefly. See, that's what I'm thinking.
Oh yeah,
it was horrible though.
Well, it usually is.
And Superman 11, Philip.
Oh my lord! What with your favorite Ruggles are?
Yes. I'm just like. It should be called Superman : The Long Sigh.
Anyway, no, it's like Ruggles R gets all these alien races to like attack Jor-El.
Okay, why is everyone attacking Jor-El?
I don't know.
Because it's Jor-El and he's a douchebag.
He's evil and like, he's kind of unhinged, isn't he?
Yeah.
And have we ever proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that this is actually Jor-El?
No, we
Is
haven't.
this the Dark Raider storyline where it's like Reed Richards lost his family and then just goes around killing everyone because he's so upset? So this is like the Jor-El from a world where he escaped but his family died.
I mean,
he's like, we actually don't know.
No, because it's like he claims he's the real Jor-El that Dr. Manhattan picked him off of Krypton before it exploded, but it's like they never proved that, that he's telling the truth. And Superman, oh yeah, my son can go. Yeah, take my son.
Take my son, take my wife.
Yeah,
I want to live a bachelor life.
Yeah,
he doesn't necessarily have to be lying. He could be a Jor-El taken from a Krypton, but one in which he lost his family. So it's like it's like and he like maybe Jor-El took or Dr. Manhattan took him off a world, made him watch his family be destroyed, show that his son did not get to escape, and then put him in and said, and this is one where he did escape, and now but he's not really your son. What are you going to do about it? And then basically just try to give him one bad day, Of course, Jor-El was kind of a jerk in the comic books. Too,
yeah,
right?
It's kind of
at least in the John Byrne run, he was.
That's the only canon I care about.
Yeah,
amen.
Natural Kryptonian superiority. Although, actually, one thing I got to say that I'm liking in the next season of Krypton is apparently they are saying the Kryptonians are going out and going to conquer the universe, which is why they got locked up on that planet by the Green Lanterns, because those Kryptonians are dangerous. Don't let them off of that Red Sun world.
Yeah, I'm excited. I like that it's a summer show too. It's too much stuff going on in the fall. So
yeah, I think we get lost in the fall.
Yeah,
lost in the shuffle. All right, we're over, but before we leave, Lil, did you read Batman 71?
No.
Okay.
What happened? What did they do this time?
King's writing it like, I don't know, like Bane's like breaking Batman mentally this time. I don't know. Because Gordon, because
who cares about Bane?
He broke it more physically in the last, in the 90s. This is all like a psychological thing.
Like seriously, who cares about Bane? If Bane's so popular, how come Bane doesn't have a movie, a solo movie? That's all I'm saying.
Well, like they had that series. Is that still going or no?
No.
They made a Bane series?
Yeah.
It was like 12 issues or something.
Oh, a comic book.
Oh, yeah. I've only read 6, so thanks for that, Philip.
Yeah, I mean, it's first off, you can't count a comic book series to make you worthy of having your own TV series. Dr. Doom had his own comic book series several times, but
and they were all good. What do you?
Yeah, but I don't know if that's going to make a good movie or TV.
Come on, Disney Plus will get on that.
Yeah, Doom the series. Yeah, I don't know.
But King just like
it's about him at evil doctor school.
Yeah. Well, you know what? The problem with any kind of Doom stories, it's always from Doom's perspective, and after a while, you start to realize you're really not a.
He's an unreliable narrator. Yes.
Yeah, it's like Otto. You know, it's like Otto does not see. Although, like I said, for the current run of Superior Spider-Man, you can see is, you know what? I am learning from my mistakes. I am not repeating the same. I'm making new mistakes every time. Doom just makes the same mistakes every single time.
It's his hubris. That's all.
Otto's
and he's crazy. You know the definition of insanity.
Yeah.
Otto's just telling dates. Oh yeah, I'm a mind swap supervillain.
Yeah, well, you know, because
he
doesn't want to lie. It's like, this was bad the last time. It's like, you told me to go on a date. You told me not to lie. Yeah, it's like Sheldon Cooper. It's like
that's a lot for a first date, though.
Yeah, well, you know. Anyway.
But yeah, I mean, King's just writing Batman like he's distancing himself more and more from, like, you know, Gordon and all the rest of the Bat family, and it's just like, I'm like, is this why Nightwing's still running around with amnesia? Because they, you know, they're like, oh no, you know, King wants Batman away from everybody. Although the art's pretty good.
Oh yeah, it's always pretty good now.
Yeah,
but I need story.
I know.
I don't need just pretty. I need story as well.
What's a big 100-issue opus, Lilith? Isn't that their line? It's like,
of course,
King's got this big 100-issue. It's like you expect people to like stick around for 100, you know.
After that wedding, like the Bat books have been hemorrhaging.
Well, just the current comic world.
Even Detective 1000 didn't do the numbers they thought it was gonna do. So,
well, you know what? Opus is best as thought of as a penguin who plays the tuba, and. If that's what I say. If you're going to describe your work as an opus, you should keep in mind that if it's not a tuba playing penguin, you're probably not going to be as good as a tuba playing penguin. It's a Bloom County joke, technically a Billy and the Boingers, or a Death Tongue joke if you really want to get old school.
Nerd. Oh, I thought you were going to hit the nerd button.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Good.
But yeah.
That should be like right at the top, just for future reference, Philip.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
Let me come over and organize your sound clips.
Oh,
we can talk about this on Super Connectivity.
Wait until I get my mixer, hobbies.
You know, the whole this is my grand arc story. It makes me worry about Hickman's X-Men.
Oh Lord! Why? Because he got them to cancel every X book and start over.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, and again, it's not because I loved his huge overarch Avengers storyline, and you know, and that is like you say, 100-issue opus kind of thing, but it wasn't sold to me as that, and it didn't feel like that as I was reading it.
And the Fantastic Four didn't have like 20 million books. I mean, he's out now with X-Men. He's like, cancel all 20 X books and start over from scratch. It's like,
it's like, okay, how about Mr. and Mrs. X just lives in a pocket universe, and I'm good with that.
Well, not for nothing. It's not like you have to cancel everybody else's. It's only if you want to. I guess maybe what it is that he had plans for all these characters, so you can't have them running around in their own books because. Like, no, Rogue and Gambit actually are very important to my storyline.
As they should be.
Exactly. And so it's like, well...
Yeah, but it's like, are they pulling another Bendis? It's like, okay, let's start over from scratch and give me every character in this corner of the universe, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's...
I trust
that's
him a little more than Bendis, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's going to get me to at least read a few X books, which I... haven't done since the 90s, you know?
Wow, really?
Mutant Massacre, because it tied into Evolutionary Wars. So
wow, so maybe this move is a good move, Lil.
I mean, it might get me reading some X books.
Yeah, they might. I do think that there's a billion X books, and it's probably like hard for people to jump in and to care. So yeah, I can honestly see why they would do this.
I mean, I do see that as like a good, a good side of this is maybe one cohesive vision. We'll make it a little better.
Well, because they need that because they're going to be going into
Yeah, the new movie verse and all that stuff. Yeah, it kind of makes sense.
You know, and you want to make sure you have your. Disney is very big about Bibles and canon and movie work with. Yeah, that's why the same time travel physics that were on display last season in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is what they used for Endgame, because that was in the Bible. That's how time travel works. It's like it says, if you are going back in time, here are the rules for how time travel works, and they're consistent.
All right. Does anyone have anything else?
No,
no, not really.
I
mean, I have lots to have another show to do, and it's like,
no, I know.
It's like, yeah, I got other stuff. Like, can I have something left for my show? Is that okay, Bill?
Sorry,
we got plenty of stuff left. We got War of Realms.
I know. We got lots of stuff to do. We got. You know,
we can talk some Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or Cloak and Dagger.
No, Cloak and Dagger, yes. Don't talk Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Leave that for him and Maz.
Well, I'll just do a little talk with him.
Yeah, we can do an overview, and him and
overview.
dig into
it. Don't forget to plug Nuff Said.
Nuff Said is on a different channel. So
you're Gelman over there, baby.
Not everybody who listens to Capes and Lunatics listens to Nuff Said. So.
True.
I can touch on it just briefly. And but then we'll get to Cloak and Dagger and.
But you should listen to both. Listen to Charlie Esser. Touch it over there.
I touch it wherever you. I'll touch you anywhere you want to be touched.
It's my job.
But you have to ask.
You must sign the consent form.
Yes. Well, you don't have to sign. I'll take a verbal contract. You know.
All right, let's get out of here.
On that note. Excellent place to leave off.
Yes. All right. So send us your thoughts on anything we talked. We talked a lot today. Game of Thrones, Rob Pattinson,
Bat Pat, make it a thing.
Bat Pat. Hashtag Bat Pat.
That's 20 cents. Little Hellfire gets right there. All right. So email us capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Facebook.com/capesandlunatics, @capeslunatics on Twitter. Capes and Lunatics on Instagram. The voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And check out capesandlunatics.org. I still haven't gotten my Capes and Lunatics email address yet. All right. The ever busy Lilith Hellfire. Where can people get a hold of you?
If you nerds want to, no spoilers for Game of Thrones, @Lilith Hellfire on Twitter and @Lilith Hellfire 86 on the gram. And seriously, if you have @Lilith Hellfire 69, slide into my DMs. We need to have a talk.
Oh my lord! Maybe you should just do. I mean, no podcast, but just like watch Game of Thrones live on YouTube and drink and talk to people while you're watching Game of Thrones and drinking.
There we go.
Nobody wants that. That's for the Arrow finale, my friend.
Oh, nice. All right. Charlie Esser, where can people discuss the finer points of life with you?
Well, you can always write to me in that old-fashioned email way, the way our Maz and Paz once did, at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, @gmail.com. Although now I kind of want to know, can I get a superconnectivity @Capes and Lunatics?
No, you're going to get a Charlie, and you're going to like it.
Okay, I'll take a Charlie. I'll take maybe the professor. Anyway, and of course, follow me on Twitter as I live tweet things, which I have not done recently, even though I was could have. Actually, I had to recharge my phone during Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on Friday. But follow me on Twitter when I do live tweet things. It's a surprise. It's just, oh, look, Charlie tweeted something. And everyone's like,
he's awake.
At Charlie Esser. That's CHARLIESSER. Look for the 2 E's in the middle.
For quality. Bing!
Phil was giving me the wrap it up signal.
Was not. No, I thought you were saying, oh, you never know where I'll be.
Yes.
That's why you should follow him on Twitter, because you never know when he'll be popping up.
You never know.
Crazy.
Right.
I'm like a crazy Thai restaurant in New York City. It just pops up and then goes away the next day.
Well, everything in New York's crazy, but
I don't know when he's coming out. Anyway, for another week, we have been the Capes.
Ampersand.
The Lunatics.
Got that down, Pat.
Not to be confused with Bat Pat.
Yes.
There's not a nickel.
Yeah.
rolling in the nickels. Yay!
Yay!
Sorry, you don't have to
everywhere.
pay us, but anytime, hey, any of you people online, you use Backpack, credit Live Hellfire, and Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Get the word out, CBR. Newsarama. Charles Skaggs.